Let's review. Now, atoms on the periodic table are neutral, meaning the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons. Now, ions are not neutral, so that means the number of protons is not equal to the number of electrons. So, ions are any atom or group of atoms that have one or more positive or negative electrical charges. How are ions formed? Electrons are either lost or gained. If an atom loses an electron, then that means that atom has been oxidized. If it has gained an electron, that means it has been reduced. Now, if an atom receives an electron, that atom has more electrons than protons, and it has a negative charge because it has more electrons. That particular atom is now known as an anion. If the atom has more protons than electrons, it is called a cation, and it has a positive charge. Remember that this is a Bohr model, and when we add subatomic particles to the atom, it changes certain things. So for instance, an atom of hydrogen, we see that the net charge is 0 because we have one proton and one electron. All right, so let's build some ions. Let's build number 1, a hydrogen plus ion. All we have to do is take. So we see that the net charge is positive because we only have a proton. Let's build beryllium. Beryllium is the fourth element on the periodic table, so we have to have 2, 3, 4 protons. And the atomic mass for beryllium is 9, should be 9. Okay. And then beryllium is in group 2. So when it forms bonds with other elements, it will typically give away 2 electrons. So it is a cation. So we see +2. Notice when you look at the valence shells, which element is beryllium pretending to be? It's actually pretending to be helium, because helium has 2 electrons in its valence shell. Let's move on to the next one. Its atomic number is 5. And it will tend to give away 3 electrons. So let's first just build a neutral atom of boron. Right, so it has 5 protons, 5 electrons. Now when it forms a bond, it is going to give away 3. Right, so we see that +3. Once again, who is boron pretending to be? It is pretending to be helium. Let's move on to nitrogen. Nitrogen, we add when nitrogen forms bonds with other elements, it will tend to actually get 3 electrons. Because take a look, it has a -3 charge. So we are going to get 3 more electrons. Notice -3, right? So a nitrogen ion is pretending to be what noble gas on the periodic table? Nitrogen is pretending to be neon. Neon, neon. So neon on the periodic table, right? Because when atoms form bonds with other elements, they want to be like the noble gases. The noble gases are the cool kids on the periodic table. Everybody wants to be like the noble gases. We have two more. Fluorine. Let's add some protons. Fluorine's atomic number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 protons. And let's take a look at... Actually, we're already done. Notice, fluorine will gain 1 electron because it already has 7 valence electrons. If you don't believe me, let me go ahead and show you. So notice, we now have a neutral atom of fluorine, but fluorine is electronegative, meaning it will attract electrons. And when it attracts an electron, it now is a negative ion. Negative ions are anions. And take a look. It is pretending to be neon. Everyone wants to be like a noble gas, don't you? No? Okay. Finally, let's do oxygen. It is in group 16. So it should have 6 valence electrons. Let's just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 8 total electrons. And how many electrons in the outer shell? It has 6. Now, oxygen is also electronegative. It will attract electrons. And it also wants to be like a noble gas. So notice, it will attract 2 electrons so that it can have a complete octet. So it can be like the noble gas neon. Everybody wants to be like a noble gas. So these are the ions for our ion practice.